by his Prabhupada that is intended the whole process of Bhakti Yoga.
That those who live in the temple,
That those who live in the temple,
they have the advantage that there's a deity worship, there's a Mangalarti.
they have the advantage of deity worship and Mangalartik.
They can chant with devotees, japa.
They can chant with the devotees japa.
They have a service given by the temple president.
They have some service given by the temple president.
So in this way they're engaged the whole day.
So in this way they're engaged the whole day.
Now, most of our devotees today are grihastas.
But now most of our devotees today are grihastas.
Or they live in their house.
Or they live in their house.
Which maybe a flat or a house.
Maybe a flat or a house.
How many here live in their house?
How many here live in their houses?
How many live in the ashram?
Or how many live in the ashram?
So, the situation is slightly different.
So the situation is slightly different.
It requires that each devotee has to be very responsible.
It requires that each devotee must be very responsible.
How to engage their whole day in an appropriate way.
How to engage the whole day in an appropriate way.
Work, family,
work, family,
preaching,
preaching activities,
preaching, outreach. They have the japa.
They have the japa,
etc.
etc.
So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur,
he had incredible time management.
He had an incredible time management.
Where everything he gives some time to.
But everything he gives, he has some time.
2 hours for the family.
2 hours for the family.
So many hours for work.
So many hours for work.
So many hours for writing.
So many hours to read.
So many hours.
Writing, sorry.
So many hours to go on the Namahat preaching.
So many hours to go to Namahat preaching.
Like this, everything was time managed.
Like this, everything was time management.
No time wasted.
No time wasted.
But he will also give the time to his wife, to his children.
But he will also give the time to his wife and children.
Everything was done as a service to Krishna.
And everything was done as a service to Krishna.
So, that's the kind of sadhana bhakti we want every devotee to perform.
That's the kind of sadhana bhakti we want every devotee to perform.
Some can come once a week to the temple and participate in the different programs.
Someone can come once a week to the temple and participate in the different programs.
Some more, some less.
Some more, some less.
So if they stay at home, then they also need to do some sadhana bhakti.
Then they also need to do some sadhana bhakti.
They need to do some practices.
They need to do some practices.
So, I was thinking about this.
So I was thinking about this.
Because in the temple, we have installed deities.
Because, in the temple we have installed deities.
And those deities are special archa avatars.
And those deities are special archa avatars.
It says by chanting or performing devotional service, meditating on those deities.
And it is said that by chanting or performing devotional service, meditating in those deities,
the devotional result can be extended unlimitedly.
your devotional result can be expanded unlimitedly.
But in our grihasthas homes, or the homes where people have where they live,
But in our grihasthas homes and where the grihasthas live,
they can't really have installed deities.
they can't really have installed deities.
Even now in his son, to have an installed deity, and like Radha Krishna, you need 12 pujaris.
Even now in ISKCON, if you want to install a Radha Krishna deities, you need like 12 pujaris.
All the cooks have to be second initiated.
All the cook has to be second initiated.
Then you get a written letter from the Ministry of Deity Worship.
And then you get a written letter from the Minister of Deity Worship.
It took us 2 years down, finally they approved DACA.
It took us 3 years down, and finally now they approved 2 years, and finally now they approved Dhaka Temple, Bangladesh.
With 3 footnotes.
With 3?
So I was thinking about, it says that you chant your japa in front of the Ganges, you get 100,000 times the benefit.
So we're thinking about, it is said that if you chant in front of the Ganges, then you have 100,000 times more benefit.
But I couldn't figure out how to bring the Ganges to Bhaktivedanta Man.
So we're thinking how to bring the Ganges down to Bhaktivedanta Manor.
But then there's Tulsi plants.
And there are Tulsi plants.
I've seen Tulsi grown even in Sweden
I'm seeing Tulsi grown even in Sweden,
in the winter,
in the winter,
in Poland,
in Poland.
all ice and snow,
All ice and snow,
but they're growing
but
Tulsi,
they're growing Tulsi.
ultraviolet lights,
Also they use LED lights,
ultraviolet,
ultraviolet lights,
and special double thing glass.
and a special double glass.
And plants is very healthy,
And the plant seems very healthy.
so everybody can have Tulsi
So everybody can have Tulsi
and chant in front of Tulsi,
and chant in front of Tulsi,
do the basic Tulsi puja.
do the basic Tulsi puja.
Of course, they can also worship pictures, but
Of course they can also worship pictures, but
the Tulsi, you also get multiple benefits.
but worshipping Tulsi, you can also get multiple benefits.
How much extra benefit you get?
How much extra benefit you can get?
Who can say?
Who can say?
1,000,
1,000, 10,000,
100,000.
100,000.
10 million.
In the class.
You heard my class before.
Yes.
Yes,
10 million.
10 million.
10 million times.
10 million times.
That doesn't mean that you should chant less around.
It doesn't mean that you should chant less rounds.
But 16 rounds, and they'll get 10 million times benefit.
But if you chant 16 rounds, you will get 10 million times more benefit.
So, and Prabhupada said, if someone gives away a Tulsi plant,
And Prabhupada says someone gives away a Tulsi plant,
then they have to take the result of any offense.
they will get the results, but also the offenses of the one who is worshipping.
But if you give away seeds,
But if you give the seeds,
and you plant seed grow,
and they plant it and grow,
you're not responsible.
then you're not responsible.
Of course, if they're initiated devotees,
Of course, if they are initiated devotees,
probably there'll be no problem
Probably there will be no problem
having give them a plant,
give them a plant,
or if they buy the plant,
or if they buy the plant,
then they not be any
then maybe
responsibility.
it may not be any responsibility.
Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, chapter 7, verse 143. Shei sarva vedera abhidayanam sadhana bhakti hoite hoi premara udgama. By practicing this regulated devotional service under the direction of the spiritual master, certainly one awakens his dormant love of Godhead. This process is called abhidaya. Purport. By the practice of devotional service, beginning with hearing and chanting, the impure heart of a conditioned soul is purified, and thus he can understand